If you are someone who is planning to build an internet business and planning to build an app, then this video is for you, because today I will be talking about how to begin if you are a complete beginner. In internet business, there are a lot of ways to earn either content, either design, or any freelancing job you do from the internet. But this video I will talk about how to build applications and particularly web apps to get started. So without any further delay, let's get into the video. So you can see I have this Reddit post where someone has asked, what's the current best and simplest vibe coding stack? What tools do you need? And what is the current best and simplest vibe coding? Then the same question is repeated, Mac focus. And you can go through the all the comments. It says Cursor Vercel, then someone says VS Code, Ru, and all, and then someone says Klein and Gemini, and then someone says something like simplest Replit for sure, and I agree with that person, Replit for sure. And then someone says for me Figma for UI UX, Rocket.new and all. But these are very technical and these are hard to begin with. Now, if you are a complete beginner and you just want to get started, in my yesterday's video, I have talked about how to learn, and in that I have talked about the best way to learn is to do by doing something. So I prepared a guide how to begin coding, a beginner guide. So the first thing is Lovable. So use Lovable.dev. Dev, I guess. Yep. So use Lovable.dev and from here build your first React application. Whatever you have, don't build something complex, build something which doesn't have any backend or business logic. Now, what is backend and business logic? Let me explain you. Don't build something which stores any data of user. Build something which is real time. For example, a calculator. 2 plus 2 is 4 and the logic always stays in the computer. You don't have to store what user is typing. For example, the user query was 2 plus 2. So you don't store all the user data, you do everything in the real time. So build those applications first of all. So a calculator is a great example. Second, a live conversion, like maybe if you are someone from US and if you want to sell in Europe and if you want to do a US to Euro conversion, then you can do that. So these are the few examples, like real time application. Build those. No matter what is your view, what is your end goal, build and start with simple applications so that you don't get in the loop of frustration. So get started with Lovable, and Lovable is the best when it comes to getting started. And don't do any user data right now because it will only give you some complexities. Once you have done the static websites, the real-time data websites, information websites, learn basics from Perplexity. So obviously it is again very subjective, but my favorite is Perplexity because I have Pro first of all, and Perplexity offers two more, that is Pro and the Labs. So you can use Labs to write many queries and you can use this particular Pro research feature to get more detailed analysis. Now, why learn basics from Perplexity? So whatever you encounter, so for example, I built this particular landing page in my 30 days SaaS crash course. So it was again built for the beginners, but still many of you don't feel like it. So for that, I'm building this particular video, and in that playlist I have talked about how to get started with Lovable, the same pattern. So whatever I am giving here, the source, like the summarized version, I have done it live at that point of time. So here you can see the code, and for example, this is you get public src, and what are those? You don't understand any of it. So you can take a screenshot. Maybe for example, if you're using Mac, Command Shift 4 and take a screenshot, give this screenshot to Perplexity and ask what exactly this is. So you can just drop the file here and you can always ask, what is this file structure? Explain me like I'm 5. So if you do this one, and it will explain you and learn basics from the Perplexity. Now you must be saying, okay, Lovable is doing everything, then why do we need it? You need it because whenever you are stuck with something and AI can't debug it, then you are the one who is responsible to debug it. And that's where understanding the code base, understanding what is going behind the scenes so that you can backtrack and you can understand the problem. So what is backtracking and all, I have explained in the 30 days as a crash course. If you haven't watched it, watch it. Otherwise, you won't understand how to backtrack. Then after you have learned the basics from Perplexity, you have to learn what is Git and GitHub. So you have to learn these basics again from the website, and you can easily learn from Perplexity again. So you can ask question like, what is Git? What is GitHub? What are the basic 5 commands as a beginner should know? So use that prompt. Perplexity will give you again a great answer. For example, what is like the questions which you should ask: what is Git remote? What is Git origin? How GitHub works? And what is the difference between your local file system versus how GitHub file system works? How to sync it? What VS Code extension or Cursor extensions work for automatic GitHub? What is GitHub desktop? Because someone, if you're not a terminal user, you don't know how to use GitHub, then you should use GitHub desktop. So these are the few questions which you should ask, and if you have asked them, like, you will become better expert in all these three aspects. So you know how to use Lovable to code, how to debug it if AI doesn't solve it, and you know what is Git and GitHub basics. So now here you can see, I think, okay, let me just go to this one. So you can see that in here I have GitHub. So you can see I have linked my GitHub as well. So if I do few project in GitHub, I can go to GitHub. Now, in this, it is linked, so that's why knowing what is Git and GitHub basics is very important. And right now, it is hosted by Lovable. But if, for example, I want it to host in Vercel, then you have to learn what is Vercel hosting. So this should actually come here, and this should actually go here. And now you know how to host in Vercel. So you will go to Vercel, and again, for example, it is my Summix projects. So a team will be created according for your name, and you can go here, add new, you can go project, and it will automatically fetch from your GitHub. Now the project name was slash finance landing page. So I will search for slash and then finance, and you can see that GitHub repository has come, and now I can import this GitHub repository, and you can see everything is automatically done. Now I can deploy it. So it is owned by me. Now I can link my own domain from there here on. That's why Lovable, basics from Perplexity, what is Git and GitHub, then hosting Vercel, then Cursor IDE. Now you can see that here one option is given, and that is edit in VS Code. So this VS Code is in actually web, which is provided by GitHub itself, but this doesn't come with AI assisted coding. So for AI assisted coding, you need Cursor, because with Cursor you pay $20 per month, and there you get AI, and you can ask AI to do the task. Now here you can actually use something called, okay, I'm doing it for the first time, and that's why you can see all the issues. Now here you can actually use GitHub Copilot if you're paying for it, but I don't use GitHub Copilot, so that's why I don't suggest it. I use Cursor because Cursor has better context, and it is great for the beginners, and I've been using it from a very long time, and I can vouch that okay, Cursor is good. And after you have learned all these 3 or 4 things which I've mentioned in the Excel draw, you can easily learn, you can easily use Cursor for your next and further advanced coding and further advanced editing. After that, everything is repeat. And once you have mastered Cursor, then next steps come. And my channel, I have already covered the videos on what is Claude Code, when to use it, Claude Code, and how you can build complex applications. And once you learn how to use Next.js application or React application, once you learn them, you have to go to Next.js application. Then once you learn Next.js application, now if you want to build native application, you can learn something called Expo, which is again TypeScript based, and it comes with hot reloading, and you don't have to get in the complexities of native code like Swift UI, Kotlin, and all. So this is what I want to talk about. So first step is to learn React if you want to get started with building applications, and after that, slowly, if you give time, within 6 or 7 months, I assure you, if you give 3 or 4 hours daily, and within 6 or 7 months, you will be in a level where you can build proper production level applications. So I wish you the best, and this guide will really help you to understand everything. And follow along with my channel, because in my channel I've covered a lot of resources on how to build things, how to market it, how to ship it, how to use Vercel, and also this channel should be your one-step place, like one-stop place where you get all the resources. That's I create videos daily so that it has all the content library which you need as a beginner. So I will see you in the next video with another update. Till then, take care and bye.